Hello everyone, welcome back again to another live section. So thank you for joining me in this channel. Now, if you have anything you're doing at the moment, please just leave it and come and listen to what I have to tell you guys. This is not just another video. This is a cry for justice. A man is dying, a British citizen, and the silence from the United Kingdom is what deafening. Today, we'll break down what Nnamdi Kanu is going through and what his family is saying and why the UK may be sitting on a human rights time bomb. Now, Kanu's health has worsened and the UK warned of what blood-drenched what legacy. So I'm going to read out right now the list of illness and medical concerns that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is currently what battling according to his legal team and family members. And I must warn you, it is not only alarming, it is heart-wrenching. Now, they have been talking about that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has a severe heart condition, high blood pressure, which is irregular what heartbeat, constant chest pain, and the risk of what cardiac arrest. No specialist care is provided in the DSS custody. So these are the things that they say that Mazen Nnamdi, and also they talked about malnutrition and what immune what breakdown. Family says he's not receiving balanced meals and he's was having what rapid weight loss and vitamin C, vitamin what deficiency, and psychological and emotional trauma. Solitary confinement for months. You know how it's going to be now. Symptoms of PTSD and insomnia and anxiety. Imagine a man that hasn't seen his family for over a decade now, or will I even say more than 7 years or 6 years. Now, after watching Kanu's health decline, his family has issued a direct and serious warning to the British government, one that the world must hear. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu dies in DSS custody, it will be an external shame and a blood-drenched legacy of the United Kingdom. Let me be clear. This is not just political, it is personal. This is about a man's life, a son, a brother, a father, and was a British citizen. The Kanu family is accusing the UK of doing absolutely nothing to intervene, even though Mazen Nnamdi Kanu holds a valid British passport. Now, so why is the UK being held responsible? This is the reason. Reasons are displayed. I'm telling you guys the reasons. Kanu is a British citizen, born in Nigeria but holds a British passport, entitled to consular protection. Now, he was adopted from Kenya in 2021. Extraordinary rendition with no legal work basis. UK stayed silent throughout the ordeal. No medical monitoring by UK embassy. No regular check-ins, despite knowing he's in DSS custody. No legal or political pressure from the UK. The UK has failed to raise Kanu's case in any international court or forum. Now, according to the family, by failing to act, the UK has become complicit in his suffering. Now, here is the big question. What happens if Nnamdi Kanu dies in detention? This is the question many people are asking. Now, his death could spark a crisis far greater than anyone expects, because this isn't just about Nnamdi Kanu anymore. It's about justice, human rights, and what's international law. So the big question is, if this man dies, what is going to happen? Now, ticking time bomb, what would they do? Would they act in time, or are they just going to allow him to die in custody like that? The facts are clear. His health is failing, his family is crying out, and the UK is looking away. We are no longer begging. The family, this is what the family said. I will quote what the family said. Now, the family said, we are no longer begging, we are demanding. If he dies, the UK must face the world. That is what the family of Nnamdi Kanu is saying. The question is, will Britain act in time to save their own citizen, or will history remember them as enablers of silence or death? Now, that is the question. What is happening? The UK, like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a Nigerian man, but still he has a UK citizenship, but still the way UK is treating him. UK is treating him like as if he's not a citizen of UK. This is so bad. Now, do you know that several court orders have mandated the DSS to provide proper medical care for Nnamdi Kanu, and even to allow independent doctors examine him? Now, these are the facts. Federal High Court rulings instructed DSS to allow Kanu medical access. DSS has repeatedly refused, citing security reasons. This is a violation of judicial authority and human rights law. When the government defies its own court, what hope is left? According to international law, prolonged solitary confinement is a form of psychological torture. Kanu's condition, locked in a small cell for over 23 hours daily, no interaction, no sunlight, no exercise, deprived of books, religious materials, and writing tools, reported signs of depression, confusion, and even of memory loss. Now, the Amnesty International, they said no human being should endure indefinite isolation. It breaks the mind before it even breaks the body. UK's two-faced foreign policy. When Hong Kong activists were arrested, the UK condemned China when when Russian dissidents were poisoned. They screamed human rights violation. But when it's Nnamdi Kanu, a British citizen, they go quiet. Now, this is the fact. The UK issued over 200 human rights statements in 2024 globally. Zero public statements on Kanu's illegal detention. No diplomatic pressure on Nigeria. Now, international law is what is being broken. Let's not forget the legal angle. Here are some of the international laws being violated right now in Kanu's case. Violations include Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is Article 5 and 9. No torture, no arbitrary detention. Vienna Convention on Consular Relations. UK should ensure access to legal protection. African Charter on Human and People's Rights, right to health, fair trial, and human treatment. Now, so when the UK stays silent, they are watching all of this being violated and choosing silence over action. Why the silence? Political interest has been exposed. Why is the UK silent? Why the inaction? Many say it's about oil and geopolitical interest. Many are saying that the reason why UK is silent about the whole thing is because of the oil Nigerian have. They feel that Nigeria has oil, so they don't want any problem. They don't want issue between Nigeria, because Nigeria has oil. Maybe if they confront Nigeria or Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria may refuse to sell oil to them again. Maybe that's the reason. Because people are asking, why is UK silent? Now, I'm telling you guys the hidden interest in all this thing. Britain remains a top buyer of what Nigerian oil. Strong ties to Nigerian ruling elite, political pressure to not upset Abuja. So is Kanu a sacrifice for stability, a price paid to protect old colonial dues? Is that what they're trying to tell us? It's not justice versus business. That's what UK is not choosing business than justice. Instead of justice to Basad, they have chosen business other than what justice. Now, why all this plays out in politics? A mother cries out every night, a brother is calling embassies, a family is breaking. And this is the family statement. This is what the family stated. I quote, they said, "We are mentally shattered. Watching him slowly disappear and nobody helps is worse than death." That's what Nnamdi Kanu's family told the UK government, as well as Nigerians. Now, why the UK government is mute, global voices are speaking up. Now, the people that have really spoken up is United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, EU-based Igbo diaspora groups. Now, why is Britain, his own country, still pretending this is not happening? Let's take a look at how Nigerians, especially in the southeast, are reacting to Kanu's deteriorating conditions. If they let Kanu die, the country won't remain the same. Britain betrayed us in the Biafran war and they're doing it again. We are watching. The whole world is watching what is going on. Now, you might be asking, what can be done? Is there still hope? Here is what must happen immediately. They need an immediate transfer to a medical facility. UK government public statements and what legal action, independent medical examination. They need it on Nnamdi Kanu's head. They need an independent medical examination on his health. UN Special Rapporteur visit, legal petition at ICC and ECOWAS court. We are not calling for war. We are calling for justice, but silence will bring what? Consequence. History is being written right now. If Nnamdi Kanu dies, let it be remembered that he won them. His family won them. We won them, but the United Kingdom choose silence over citizenship. The United Kingdom choose business over what? Justice. Now, that is it. No, but the UK government now is telling us that they choose business over what? Over justice. Just because of Nigeria sells oil to them, they don't want it to confront Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Nigeria. This is so bad. So they're telling us that business is better than them, than a man whose human rights has been violated. But every day the UK government is there shouting respect human rights, but he doesn't want to act on Nnamdi Kanu's own case. Now, like I always tell you guys, let's be honest. What is happening to Nnamdi Kanu right now is not justice. It's slow, deliberate death under state watch. Detention without healthcare is quiet form of what? Execution. If a prisoner is sick and the state refuses treatment, that is not punishment. That is murder in installments. Is in installment. Now, the family has gone above and beyond. They even offered to fly in private doctors at their own cost, but the GSS said no. Now, this is the fact here. Multiple written requests by families and lawyers, offers to pay for a cardiologist, a psychologist, and what? An optometrist. DSS still insists on using their in-house what medical team. What kind of justice system refuses help from the family when a man is dying? What kind? Now, I will tell you guys this. In 2021, when Kenya adopted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, his health was reported was stable. Health reported was stable. Then in 2022, he's faced in detention. Reports of minor chest pains and ulcer. That was what they reported. And in 2023, the symptoms worsened. They saying that he was having hearing loss and irregular what heartbeat. And in 2024, major internal bleeding, scare, vomiting blood. And in 2025, the family says he can't sleep, walk properly, or even stand unaided for long. He can't stand for long. This is not sudden. It's a 4-year timeline of fiscal decay and silence. Now, why has the UK Parliament not debated it? We've seen the UK Parliament debate issues on Palestine, Ukrainian, and LGBT rights, even faraway tribal conflicts in Asia. But a British citizen is dying in Africa, and they haven't held one parliamentary debate. Like, what is even going on? They haven't. Now, these are the facts. No Westminster statement, no question raised in Prime Minister's questions. UK High Commission in Nigeria continues business as usual. Why is Kanu not important to the UK government? What this says about Nigerian justice system, this is bigger than Kanu. It's a mirror of Nigeria's entire what justice system. Now, the symptoms of systematic failure: detention without trial, disobeying court orders, no transparency in health reports, blocking independent observers. If they can't treat someone as high profile as Nnamdi Kanu like this, imagine the thousands of unknown detainees across Nigeria suffering silently. Is this a death sentence in disguise? Now, let's ask the hardest question now. Was this the plan all along, to break him silently until he fades away? Maybe that is what they wanted to do to him, because it's getting so suspicious. They know what they're doing. The goal is not to free him, not to even try him, but to erase him slowly. This is what his family is afraid of, that one day we'll just hear Kanu did not wake up. That is what the family is really afraid of. Now, across the southeast, emotions are boiling, youth groups are beginning to mobilize, and the mood is shifting from protest to preparation. We are watching, these are the quotes from Igbo youth. They said they are watching. The day he dies, the country won't be the same. We don't want war, but don't force our hands. The Igbo youth are saying that they should better release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. They don't want war, but if they really tell us that it's war that they want, then they're going to give it to them. Now, there have been so many security reports, intelligence reports suggest rising tension in Aba, on Enugu. IPOB cells reportedly regrouping silently. Now, if the Nigerian state is found to be engaging in torture by neglect, the ICC has the legal right to investigate. Crimes that can trigger ICC investigation is torture through medical neglect, detention without due process, failure of UK to protect its citizen, complicity. Now, the paperwork for international action is already building. If he dies, the UK and Nigeria won't walk away quietly. From London to Toronto, Berlin to New York, Igbo diaspora groups are beginning to rise again. They are organizing marches, petitions, and even lawsuits. Now, there have been this recent event in July 2025, peaceful protests outside UK Parliament, ongoing petitions at British High Commissions worldwide, and human rights groups in Germany demanding EU sanctions. That is it. This isn't a political prisoner story anymore. It's a human survivor story. And now the world must choose. Do we act now, or do we prepare to write an obituary soaked in guilt and silence? We need to act now, because enough is enough. The way that detaining Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we cannot keep allowing them to detain Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Enough is enough. The worst part, they're not even saying anything about this man's health. That is the worst part. Now, Britain is home to some of the most active human rights NGOs in the world. Amnesty International, Reprieve UK Liberty. So, where are their statements on Nnamdi Kanu? Revealed facts. Amnesty made only brief statements in 2021, then went quiet. No sustained campaign from UK-based rights group. Kanu's case treated like a taboo in British activist space. Why is Kanu not worthy of the same attention given to Julian Assange and Navli, or even foreign world dissidents? Why is his own case different? Remember this, during the 1967 to 17 Biafran War, the British government backed the Nigerian side and ignored what mass starvation. Today, they are doing it again. This time around, they are doing it with silence. And now in 2025, another prominent Igbo voice is suffering. And once again, Britain is what? Quiet. According to sources, there are quiet whispers within intelligence circles that Kanu's health may have been deliberately ignored or tampered with due to classified identity issues or political fears. Now, these are unconfirmed claims that are circulating online. These are unconfirmed, like these are rumors we've been hearing online. They said alleged denial of blood transfusion in 2023 due to suspicious DNA concerns. Claims that UK and Nigeria don't want him free due to what he knows. Others says his medical reports are being withheld from public view. True or not, this secrecy around his medical record is raising what? Global suspicion. In cases like this, the international legal groups usually step in. So where is the British Bar Association? Where are the Queen's Councils? Where are the human rights defenders? No British legal challenge against Nigeria. Kanu's UK-based lawyers have struggled to get media attention. UK courts have refused to fast-track any hearing on Kanu's case. The legacy fraternity is supposed to stand for justice, but in Kanu's case, is silent all around. Many social media users are reporting that posts about Kanu's health are getting shadow banned, removed, or under engaged. Could this be a coordinated effort? Now, there have been evidence multiple Facebook pages the platform for sharing IPOB-related news. Instagram reels about Kanu received unusual low reach. Hashtag like free Nnamdi Kanu gets removed from trend list, even with what? High traffic. Now, years from now, will Nnamdi Kanu be a name children study in African history classes? Now, Kanu is already an icon for Biafran world self-determination. His treatment could either become a story of international betrayal or liberation through global pressure. This moment will define how nations treat political world descendants. The UK has a choice to be on the right side of history or once again be accused of what? Abandoning the oppressed. Now, this should be on the front page of BBC, CNN, and but Al Jazeera. So why isn't it? Why are they not talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Journalist silence breakdown. The British mainstream media has refused to assign investigative journalists to Kanu's case. International correspondents in Nigeria won't touch the story. Those who tried, like some YouTubers, were deplatformed or were even silenced. Now, a British citizen is dying in detention under suspicious conditions and no global journalist is investigating. That's not ignorance, that is control. This isn't just about breaking can, it's about sending a message to millions of Igbos watching. Now, fear is being used as a weapon. Kalese Kanu sends a chilling message: stay quiet or suffer. This is a modern form of political oppression. You don't have to kill the man, just break him slowly and let his people watch helplessly. That's the psychological welfare. That's what they are trying to do to Nnamdi Kanu now, which is is totally bad. Now, if Nnamdi Kanu dies in DSS custody, it might become the single biggest political explosion in Nigeria's Fourth Republic. Now, these are the possible scenarios: renewed secessionalist movement, international pressure on Nigeria's unity, civil unrest or mass hyperbole resurgency. British citizens in Nigeria targeted in retaliation. Now, a death that may change a nation world forever. This is a final cry to the UK and to the UN to the world. The clock is ticking. The time is now. Please don't let him die. This is what the family of Kanu is saying. Please don't let him die. He has suffered enough. Help us now before it is too late. This is the message that the family of Nnamdi Kanu is sending to the UK government and Nigeria. The silence is betrayal. Action is justice. The world must decide where it stands. Enough. It's too much. The way they're detaining this man, I think it's too much, and something needs to be done at this particular point. So, guys, just like I always tell you guys, we normally use this platform to agitate for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So please do well to type in the comment section, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also justice delayed is not what justice denied, because we want the federal government to know that this man is innocent and he needs to be released. Now, according to insiders, Kanu is not just ill, He's being kept in a condition that one insider described as a coffin with what surveillance. A man alive in body but isolated in soul. Now, when I mean by isolation, I mean denied regular sunlight and what fresh air, no access to family, faith leaders, or proper what Igbo meals. This level of confinement equals what psychological torture. Now, the DSS are reportedly blocked external doctors, rejected proposed medical expert from Kanus legal team, and ignored multiple court orders. Now, these are the highlights of what is going on. High blood pressure ignored for weeks. DSS officials allegedly tampering with prescribed what medication, refusal to allow unmonitored medical visits. Even prisoners of war have more medical rights than what Kanu is facing right now. Even prisoners of war, they have more medical rights than what Kanu is facing now, because this is getting too much. A man that did not commit anything, they denied him his medical right. Now, the family went on saying that he has lost so much weight, and weight loss is a clear sign of what malnutrition or chronic internal what illness. DSS claims he's fine but refuses to release what medical report. They have been asking them, release Nnamdi Kanu's medical report. If you guys say he's fine, then why don't you just go ahead and release his what medical report? Family says he's looking half the man he used to be, that he's no longer looking the way he used to be again. Now, how much more does the body need to deteriorate before the world listens? How much do they need? Like, what again do they want before they release Nnamdi Kanu? Major Nigerian TV stations are refusing to air interviews with Kanu family, especially his brother Emmanuel and his lawyer Ifeanyi Ejiofor. They have his brother, Nnamdi Kanu's brother Ejiofor. The Nigerian TV stations have refused to air interview with Kanu's family. Now, these are my proof point. Channels TV cancelled a booked what segment. AIT and TVC allegedly under federal instruction not to platform IPOB related voices. Now, family turning to YouTube and diaspora media, for coverage. Now, if the UK waits too long, it may lose moral, diplomatic, and historical credibility, especially in Africa. Prisons for UK to act fast, protect its own citizen. Kanu holds were British citizen. Avoid future international backlash. Stop being viewed as a new colonial enabler. Now restore confidence in British diplomatic ethics. If Kanu dies and the UK remains silent, British name will be permanently stained in Africa. Yes, it will be. If Kanu dies and the UK remains silent, British name will be permanently stained in African history. According to a leaked letter from one of Kanu's physicians, he was a serious condition affecting his lower abdomen, possibly linked to untreated hernia or a prostate swelling. Now, there be reports findings. They said that he has been having internal bleeding signs in stool and eye irritation from lack of vitamin-rich food. Now, a group of respected Igbo elders warned in a public statement, if Nnamdi Kanu dies, you will not bury just one man, you will awaken millions of angry ghosts. But that is true. If anything should happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are going to awaken millions of angry ghosts, because the indigenous people of Biafra are not even smiling at all. They are not smiling. Even they had to postpone Nnamdi Kanu's trial, and you saw what the indigenous people of Biafra said. The indigenous people of Biafra told them that enough is enough of this postponement. After 10th October 2025, and you guys still postpone this his court trial, there is going to be a big problem. The indigenous people of Biafra told them. Meanwhile, that means that you see this October 2025 that is coming up, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be in court, is going to be a whole lot, because the indigenous people of Biafra are waiting for Justice James Omotosho. You should not even try to postpone it, because the indigenous people of Biafra are not smiling. You should just better release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and give him his freedom on October 10th, 2025. Now, Igbo leaders across Anambra, Abia, and Enugu are uniting. Silent meetings among traditional rulers underway. Calls for traditional rights to protect Kanu spiritually if UK and Nigeria fail. This is no longer politics. It is what ancestral, cultural, and what historical. IPOB support groups and Igbo youth movements in the diaspora are mobilizing globally for a massive black envelope campaign, symbolic protests at UK embassies. Now, what is happening? Over 10 protests have been scheduled across 7 countries. Blood on your passports, poster spreading words online. Now, just like I will always say here, if the Kanu dies, the UK will face 3 things, and the things they're going to face is legal challenges, diplomatic breakdowns, and internal ethnic destroys that may last generations. A lot is going to happen if something happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So the UK government should be aware they should take note, and the anything they want to know now, they should start doing it, because if anything happens to him, they are going to blame them, and a lot of things are going to be happening, because the interest of Biafra people in the diaspora are going to cause so much havoc in UK if care is not taken. Because imagine ignoring your own citizen and you're not saying anything about it. Now, according to those close to Kanu, he's now experiencing lapses in memory, mental fatigue, and signs of neurological distress. That is it. They say that he's not really getting himself. And they already know this man's health is not good. Still, they are still keeping him. Is this a strategy of trying to keep him down for so long? Now, the Kanu family has won. He said if he dies, don't send condolences, what send explanation. This is what the UK family sent. Sorry, this is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's family sent to the UK government. He told them that if Kanu dies, don't send your condolences. We don't need it. You're going to be sending us explanation of what really happened to him. Now, this is the message to UK, Nigeria, and the world that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's family sent. I will quote what they said. They said they will not accept a quiet burial. We will pursue justice on a global legal scale, and they are ready to name and shame all who enabled what the silence. Now, he said you don't send flowers to a family you've betrayed. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family is saying, don't call is if anything happens to the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, don't send your condolences. You have to what send explanation. Now, an international human rights NGO is reportedly building a secret duswa on Kanu's treatment in DSS custody. Now, what is in it? Eyewitness testimonies, leaked internal memos, and medical what neglect timeline. Now, signs of blood in his stool and urine are being ignored by DSS medical staff, says the lawyer. Nigeria youths are watching. Yes, they're watching closely. Kanu's death could spark the next NSAS. It could start the next NSAS protest, not just in the southeast, but every other place. So they should just be careful. Now, let me tell you the indicators of all this: in social media activity exploding with coded anger, influencers, musicians, and skit makers preparing advocacy pieces, South South and Middle Belt youths are what showing sympathy. Now, several Pentecostal, Anglican, and Catholic churches across the Southeast have begun offering special intercessory prayers for Kanu without announcing it public. Why it matters? Religious groups fear state backlash, but they know what is at stake: faith, justice, and what ethnic survival. Even heaven is being petitioned for his for injustice with poetry out, and the Nigerian government that they should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He doesn't see any reason why they will be keeping him in continuous detention. I think it was once he made such a statement, and now let's move on. Igbo doctors, lawyers, and tech founders and professors in the UK are calling for boycotts of British bank and products if the UK fails to what intervene. Now, they need call the thing that is going to be happening if the UK refuses to attend to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There will be a call to shut down UK bank accounts, avoid British Airways and UK-based what fintechs, flood UK politicians' emails with protest. If you won't protect our brother, we'll stop financing what your silence. Now, a government insider claims the Nigerian strategy is simple: store the legal process until the body fails. And what this thing means is endless what adjournment, selective medical access, no real intent for trial, just slow silence what elimination. Now, please, guys, if you know that you're new to this channel, please don't forget to share this live so that people will know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is actually what innocent. So please don't forget that there's a normal ritual we normally do in this channel. So please do well to type in the comment section free Nnamdi Kanu, and also justice delayed is not what justice denied. So guys, let's go on. Either way, history is being Either way, history is being written in this moment in blood, in truth, and in words, in silence. All we know is that if the UK doesn't intervene in Nnamdi Kanu's case, there's going to be a whole lot. Like a whole lot is going to happen. Yes, a whole lot is going to, because Nnamdi Kanu's family is tired of the way they're keeping silence on this whole thing. Now, recent satellite analysis of DSS detention zones reveal outdated air circulation system, no visible emergency medical access route, and signs of what poor drainage. Now, these are the implications of all these things: risk of airborne infections, especially in weakened what individuals, emergency access routes blocked, meaning any sudden health collapse will be fatal before what help arrived. Now, a whistleblower claims a DSS clinic staff filed a confidential internal report about Kanus was deteriorating health state and was immediately what reassigned. This suggests the DSS knew the health risk, but instead of acting, they silenced the warning. International suppression of medical was red flag. How many warnings must they bury before they bury him? Why has the African Union not made a single public statement about the prolonged detention and possible medical neglect of an African freedom activist? Now, AU intervened in Mali, Sudan, and Burkina Faso. When it comes to Nigerians' internal suppression, they go complete silence. Pan-Africanism in words, but not what in action. Is the AU afraid of Nigerians? Now, why hasn't the Nigerian Medical Association demanded full disclosure or independent evaluation of Kanu's condition? These are the implications: political interference in health sector, professional cowardice, or state what intimidation. If doctors are afraid to speak, then who then saves lives? If the doctors are even afraid to see, then who is not going to be saving lives? A damning report shows that over 12 million euro in UK development aid went to Nigerian security reform programs, including DSS training between 2020 and what 2023. So this is the big question: did the British taxpayers only help train those now torturing what Kanu? And why isn't Parliament holding anyone accountable? Now, the world watched as MK Abiola died in government custody in 1998, and now the same warning signs are flashing around what Nnamdi Kanu. This is the same repeat pattern. Political prisoner, health complaints ignored, died before ever getting what justice. Abiola's go still haunt Nigeria. Will Kanu's spirit, actually be the next? And no, they are going to do everything possible to make sure that Martin Nnamdi Kanu is released. Why has no current image of Kanu been released despite repeated court appearance and lawyers would visit? Are they hiding visible weight loss? Is his appearance now proof of what misinterpretation? Because tell me, what is really going on? They're not even say the worst part of it is that the UK that Imagine Nnamdi Kanu is from, it is a citizenship of the United States, the United Kingdom. They're not saying anything about it. They're not, and that is even the most breaking one. When I mean breaking, it is the what it is the most breaking one, that they're not the someone that is their citizen. They're not even saying anything about it. So, guys, please don't forget, to drop your comment below and tell me what you guys really think about the way the UK are going silent on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's case. Now, Igbo community groups are planning what simultaneous protests outside the UK Parliament and Manchester Consulate in September if nothing change. Demands the demands is full UK statement or Kanu action or explanation from the Foreign Office, public meeting with diaspora leaders. Now, that is it. Now we need to get straight to it. Activists are already preparing a social media blackout campaign using the hashtag Kanu not Kanu must not die, Kanu must be released. So we need to do something now before it is too late. Honestly, guys, we need to do something. We cannot fold our arms and watch these people, keep Mazen and the Kanu's detention, and his health, is getting worse. No, something needs to be done now. So I've heard several cases whereby people are saying that, oh, the Holy Spirit, that God, please liberate us, give us a good Nigeria. And God has already sent a prophet to us through a man and used Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to send help to us, and we are still keeping him in detention. I don't want this to be like a similar case in the Bible, just like Herod and when they gave birth to Jesus. And I hope this is not a similar case of, because tell me why you're keeping a man who God has sent to liberate Nigeria. Yeah, you guys are keeping him in detention. This is totally bad. When they see your light, when they see that, oh, you're saying the truth, they want to actually what outshine that light. That's what Nigerian government are trying to do to Nnamdi Kanu. Now, remember, multiple courts, both Nigerian and international, have ordered Nnamdi Kanu's release, yet the DSS act like they are above the law. Now, this is why this matters. Violating court orders is not equals to what dictatorship or tendency. It erodes the rule of law, damages Nigerian democratic image globally. The judiciary is now seen as toothless and what compromise. If courts no longer matter, what is next? Now, according to his lead counsel, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, Kanu's heart condition and persistent ear infection are worsening, and any further delay in proper medical treatment could be fatal. Now, these are the medical traits that are identified: uncontrolled hypertension, dangerous weight loss, and unattended ear infection are now affecting his balance and coordination. They are not just delaying justice; they are delaying this man's death. Now, they're delaying death. How can the same UK that condemns human rights abuses in Russia and Sudan stay mute about a British citizen held in Nigerian facility with no sunlight or proper care? It needs to be questioned. Why? How can the same UK that condemns human rights abuse in Russia and Sudan, how can they stay mute about a British citizen held in Nigeria what facility? Now, since entering office, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not made one single official statement about Nnamdi Kanu. Why is that? These are the possible reasons. Fear of what? Northern backlash. Trying to quietly will bury the case, or a deeper war strategy. Avoiding Kanu won't solve the problem. It will only will delay the explosion. Yes, why are the 15 plus senators and governors from the Southeast, why are they watching their own son decay in chains and no doing nothing? Now, this is the reality check. Political fear over regional or loyalty. Filling out the Igbo struggle for crumbles. Sources say Kanu is being subjected to complete isolation, artificial light, 247, denial of reading materials, all tactics known globally as psychological torture. Now, these are the impact: mental breakdown risk, depression, confusion, and what cognitive or decline. This is not detention, this is what slow death. CNN, BBC, and Al Jazeera, none have done a full report on Nnamdi Kanu's health crisis. Why is Western media silent when a British nation, you know, is treated this way? Now, these are the speculations. I feel it's electoral what censorship, fear of losing Nigerian government access. In 2022, the UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention concluded that Kanu's arrest and continued detention violated what international law. Yet DSS ignored it. UK ignored it. Tinubu ignored it. What's the use of global institution if they can't protect a man whose rights were violated? Even the UN couldn't shake them. That's how deep the agenda runs. Sources close to the legal team say they are considering filing against DSS officials and top Nigerian leaders at the International Criminal Court, which is ICC, for crimes against us humanity. Why it matters? It could escalate globally. Names and faces will be on international watch lists. This goes beyond politics. It's what personal is personal now. The world may wake up only after it's too late. History shows it again and again. Mandela, Ken Saro-Wiwa, Abiola, the world only reacts after the tragedy, and it's so sad. Don't let Nnamdi Kanu become another footnote. Speak now, tweet now, march now, shout now. This is the reason why I use this platform to agitate for the release of Mazi Nnamdi, to tell the whole world and also to tell the Nigerian government that this man is innocent and he needs to be released. Yes, we all need to speak now and agitate for his release before it gets too late. We need to act now. We need to act fast, because I don't know the plan of the Nigerian government and also the DSS people. I don't know the plan. Imagine someone that his health is not good, still they deny him of medical facilities. This is totally bad. Now, an insider in the indigenous people of Biafra structure told us if Nnamdi Kanu dies, what remains of Nigeria spiritually and national cohesion will collapse. The people will spiritually were detached. His death could trigger civil unrest. People may begin to reject Nigeria outright, spiritual, mentally, and what emotionally. Now, there are unconfirmed reports that Nnamdi Kanu has begun preparing a legal document, possibly a will, in case the worst happens. Why would an innocent man prepare for death, in custody? This raises big alarms. It indicates deep health fear. Psychological preparation shows he may well feel abandoned. Is this what the UK wants? A British citizen preparing for death in legal detention? His lawyer say the DSS has refused to release full medical records for over 3 months. What are they really hiding? What are these people hiding? Now, these are the likely hidden issues that I may think. Maybe, organ complications, irreversible heart or liver damage, or is he being drugged? These are the maybe likely things that they may actually be hiding. They don't want to show us his medical reports. Now, groups within the IPOD structure are already agitating. If he dies in DSS custody, moderates may lose control. Now, likely fallout: youth radicalization, rise in underground militia, and surging anti-state rhetoric. This is a boiling point. We keep asking the bishop, the pastors, the prophets, where is your voice? Are you waiting for a funeral to organize a service? Why are they not talking about the release of their brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Kanu's persecution is a moral and what spiritual issue. Church silence is now equals to what? Complicity. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu holds a valid UK passport under international law. He is owed consular protection. Where is it? The hypocrisy is stunning. Julian Assange global attention. Why is Nnamdi Kanu's own invisible? Are black British life less valuable in what foreign detention? Is that what they're trying to tell us? According to his lawyer, Ejiofor, even lawyer-client communications are being intercepted and sometimes restricted. This violates global legal what standard and is a big red flag because no fair trial is possible under what surveillance. Legal rights are being stripped in what in real time. Even prisoners of war have more legal rights than the way they are what treating Nnamdi Kanu. Multiple sources confirm that for months Kanu was denied access to media, books, even religious materials. That's mental torture. Honestly, that is mental torture. Why this is strategic? Isolation breaks the spirit, keeps him disconnected from world events and supporters. They want the world to forget him before they erase him. That is what they want. Years ago, Kanu's mother died. He was not allowed to bury her. That grief lives in him. This is a man who has been punished, beyond prison. This is emotional abuse, denying closure, creating long-term trauma designed, to break his soul. This is totally bad. In the US, UK, Canada, and South Africa, Igbo groups are reigniting the Free Kanu movement. Mass protests are being planned across what embassies. Now, this is the rising heat. This will embarrass Nigeria on global stage. International pressure will increase. The silence will be broken from London to Lagos. Amnesty International has warned that Nnamdi Kanu's treatment may amount to cruel, inhuman, and degrading punishment, possibly what torture. Global implications can trigger sanctions, may lead to blacklisting of DSS personnel. Justice is not optional, it is what mandatory. Some insiders say DSS is now paranoid. They know his health is failing. They fear that any day he may collapse permanently. Why they are afraid? It will spark national unrest. DSS leadership may be held personally accountable. They are trapped between freedom and fallout. Now, will you light a candle before or after? Will you act now or wait until you see this? We need to act now before things get worse. Yes, we need to act now. Because if you don't act now and things get worse, it's like it's going to be if anything happens to Martin Nnamdi Kanu, it's going to be on the head of the Nigerian government and the UK government, because they are the cause of this thing. Because I don't even see any reason why they adopted this man and kidnapped him for a very long time. So please, guys, please don't forget to type in the comment section free Nnamdi Kanu, and also justice delayed is not what justice denied, because we normally use this platform to agitate for the release of Martin Nnamdi Kanu, to tell the whole world that this man is innocent. So please, guys, don't forget to drop your comment, and also please take a look at this video.
When the president calm down, the reason Nnamdi Kanu have a discussion with him. You have been having a discussion with bandits and the so-called repentant Boko Haram. Tell me the offense of Nnamdi Kanu, because he's agitating for self-determination, which is his own constitutional fundamental rights granted to him by the constitution and the law.
Well, the government's angle is not because of the agitation, because they know that everyone has a right to agitate, but they said the way he was going about it, like and then people were being incited. Well, that's even not what I'm
What of the wife of the president incited people during the election? The wife of the president, he incited people that Igbo should go. What of the one of Lagos said that Igbo should go and fall into lagoon? What of those that came out and said that Igbos will not vote? If you are not voting for APC, you will not vote. What happened to them? Has anybody been arrested? That Nnamdi Kanu said something, then you now term that thing he said as is a terrorist, is a crime of terrorism. You charge him for terrorism. His own lawful organization that is registered in almost all the whole countries in America and Europe and Asia, and you now came to Nigeria, you term it a terrorist organization. Now you are now saying that now that IPOB is being recognized in almost all the whole countries in America and Europe, so you are now saying that America, France, Germany, they are recognizing a terrorist organization because you don't want anybody to agitate. You want to suppress anybody. If you talk, kill him, suppress him, jail him. In a country that is predicated on constitutional governance, it cannot work like that.
Okay, let's get back to the ministerial nomination of Bianca Ojukwu, because you said he took away one from Anambra and brought in another. But remember that the president took away the minister based on the KPI results that came out, which he was not even the one, that did the evaluation. It was the result given to him with which he did that, meaning that if actually the minister had performed, above board in the KPI, they wouldn't have had any reason to remove her rather.
Now, still on that ministerial list, we have 48 of them, am I right? And we have 36 states in this country, including FCT 37. So apart from Southeast, that have only 5, Every other region have more than 6, apart from Southeast. Now, check since 1999, we have been having series of presidents. Just okay, let's use what is going on now. The president is from where? Vice is from where? Speaker is from where? Senate president is from where? CJN is from where? Court of Appeal president is from where? National Industrial Court president is from where? Chief Judge of Federal High Court is from where? And they are saying that the people of Southeast belongs to this country.
The chief of
are you sure Max, are you sure you're not? I mean, it's just like what I said too. I mean, isn't it time we started to be less sentimental about this diversity?
We have to apply it now. We are saying that the only people that are qualified to hold on this position, nobody from South is qualified. On what basis?
Are you saying that there's
the chief of Naval Staff is from the Southeast?
Huh?
The chief of Naval Staff?
From where? I'm talking about the key position. Number 1 person, number 2 person, number 3 person, number 4 person, number 5 person. The key position, we have 3 arms of government: the executive, the judiciary, and the parliament. You can never see anybody from Southeast there. Now, the point we are talking about is that I'm not even talking about, I'm in court about lopsided appointments.
Okay.
I can avail that my process because I did an intensive research in that process. File it, asking court to view whether this particular appointment, whether this particular government is in line with Federal Character Establishment Act, an act of National Assembly that said that you should carry everybody along. Section 14 of the Constitution also said that you should carry everybody along. And they are not doing all these things. You are telling me that, yes, now that you have removed Kennedy Hanele and they are now brought in Janko Juku, that the people of Southeast will jubilate. Are you talking to idiots? Look at the people that you are talking about. Check, let me start with the sports. In football, the people that have made Nigeria proud are the people of Southeast. In commerce, in aviation industry, name it. In academics, they are from people of Southeast. But when it comes to power, they are not qualified. And we want them to be happy. Listen, let me tell you, like today that is Monday, go to Southeast. And my annoyance is that these things are avoidable for Christ's sake. The one at Niger, the reason and the Kanu, let us start addressing this issue. This early morning, somebody sent me a clip, something they posted, that they said from, I think they said next week, the next 2 weeks, that there will be nothing like federal courts in the whole of Southeast. What do I mean by federal courts? Federal courts, National Industrial Court is a federal court. Federal High Court is a federal court. Court of Appeal is a federal court. Now, the judges that are there, most of them are not Igbos. Majority of them are not Igbos. How should you risk somebody to go and preside in the Court of Appeal over the judicial division, Oka Judicial Division, Enugu Judicial Division? How can you appoint somebody to go and preside in Federal High Court in the Southeast, National Industrial Court in the Southeast? And you are not even thinking about all this, and the judges are not even thinking about So the point we are talking about is that when there is a problem, look for a solution. Personally, somebody like us, we are not even, I'm defending Nnamdi Kanu, one of his lawyers. So when they say so you people are not doing what you're supposed to do, the person that is calling you, don't even know him. He's using a hidden number to call you. You don't even know what they're talking about. The only thing that you went to court and you were unable to bring Nnamdi Kanu out. They're not even safe.
Okay, Maxwell, let me ask you this, because from what you're saying, I've also heard IPOB many times deny, allegations of being involved in some of the killings that happen in the Southeast and some of the, the ills that we see in the society. Even the sit-at-home in question, IPOB has also claimed that he has not asked anybody to sit at home. I don't know, get my point. So the point I'm making is that from what you're saying, it would look as if what you're actually trying to say is that it's because Nnamdi is being held,
yes,
that is why the ills in the society in the Southeast has escalated. Does it have anything to do with him? If that is what you're saying?
Do you know why? Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB is his initiative. He established it, he organized it. Now, when you now kidnapped him or adopted him, and unlawfully, because the Supreme Court have said that he was unlawfully brought into this country, and you kept him incommunicado, everybody on his own. This one we kill, you said at IPOB. This one we maim, you said at IPOB. Everybody on his own. That's why I asked you the question, who is IPOB? The IPOB is Nnamdi Kanu. So Nnamdi Kanu, if Nnamdi Kanu is out, he will know who is who. Simon Ekpa will talk his own, Emma Powerful will talk his own, this one will talk his own, this one. Who is IPOB? That you are even talking. Simon Ekpa is in Finland. Emma Powerful, I don't know where he's operating from. Another person is operating from somewhere. Issuing threats. Just like the one somebody told me. I don't even know where that one is coming from. So the easiest way to do is the one that you know. Nnamdi Kanu. then tell Attorney General, as he discontinue the charges against the president of Mieti Ala Kato, discontinue that of Showore, they are all terrorism. Tell them to discontinue this of that of Nnamdi Kanu, and allow Nnamdi Kanu to agitate. It is his right. I told you the other day.
You see, that's where the problem is, really. The guarantee, that there will not be problems, even if Nnamdi Kanu is, because you're saying allow him to agitate, and he goes about it the way he used to, like, the government have actually feared. That may also create more problems, don't you think?
Let me tell you, there are some things that you asked me the other day whether they are talking about condition giving Nnamdi Kanu. I told you one question. I say, if you give Nnamdi Kanu condition that he feel after meeting up that condition, he will still live like a human being, so be it. But when you give him condition and you are removing that made him a human being, he will tell you no. What is that made you a human being? That thing that makes you a human being is your ability to exercise your fundamental rights. And when somebody said, now I'm going to employ you here, I will be paying you $500,000 every month, but you will not talk, you will not move out, you say, do away with your job. When somebody said, I'm going to release you, but I'll cut one of your hands, say no. The agitation for self-determination is a fundamental right. And if you people fail to understand it, I can agitate that I need the Republic of Maxwell. Yeah. It is my right. Anybody can agitate. I don't even need crowd to follow me. It is when you now feel that you have gotten the necessary need the necessary qualities, then so be it. It is now left for the president who believe in democracy, who believe in government of the people by the people, to apply an initiative. What is the initiative? Release the person, start addressing all those issues that gave rise to this agitation. It has been there. Uwazuke was agitating during Obasanjo. A lot of people were agitating. So now that you have arrested, you come down Uwazuke that time, Nnamdi Kanu came up. Now that you have arrested Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa is there. I think this data from Ned Nwoko was telling you that even if you arrest Simon Ekpa today, another Simon Ekpa will come out. So the issue there is that address all those issues.
Right.
So for you, it's not about ministerial appointment.
No. That's
okay.
When the president calm down, the reason Nnamdi Kanu, have a discussion with him. You have been having a discussion with bandits and the so-called repentant Boko Haram. Tell me the offense of Nnamdi Kanu, because he's agitating for self-determination, which is his own constitutional fundamental rights granted to him by the constitution and the law.
Well, the government's angle is not because of the agitation, because they know that everyone has a right to agitate, but they said the way he was going about it, like and then people were being incited. Well, that's even not what I'm
what of the wife of the president incited people during the election? The wife of the president, he incited people that Igbo should go. What of the one Oba of Lagos said that Igbo should go and fall into lagoon? What of those that came out and said that Igbos will not vote? If you are not voting for APC, you will not vote. What happened to them? Has anybody been arrested? That Nnamdi Kanu said something, then you now term that thing he said as is a terrorist, is a crime of terrorism. You charge him for terrorism. His own lawful organization that is registered in almost all the whole countries in America and Europe and Asia, and you now came to Nigeria, you term it a terrorist organization. Now you are now saying that now that IPOB is being recognized in almost all the whole countries, America and Europe. So you are now saying that America, France, Germany, they are recognizing a terrorist organization because you don't want anybody to agitate. You want to suppress anybody. If you talk, kill him, suppress him, jail him. In a country that is predicated on constitutional governance, it cannot work like that.
Okay, let's get back to the ministerial nomination of Bianca Ojukwu, because you said he took away one from Anambra and brought in another. But remember that the president took away the minister based on the KPI results that came out, which he was not even the one, that did the evaluation. It was the result given to him, with which he did that, meaning that if actually the minister had performed, above board in the KPI, he wouldn't have had any reason to remove her rather.
Now, still on that ministerial list, we have 48 of them, am I right? And we have 36 states in this country, including FCT 37. So, apart from Southeast, that have only 5, every other region have more than 6, apart from Southeast. Now, Check since 1999, we have been having series of president. Just okay, let's use what is going on now. The president is from where? Vice is from where? Speaker is from where? Senate president is from where? CJN is from where? Court of Appeal president is from where? National Industrial Court president is from where? Chief Judge of Federal High Court is from where? And they are saying that the people of Southeast belongs to this country.
Are you sure Max, are you sure you're not? I mean, it's just like what I said too. I mean, isn't it time we started to be less sentimental about this diversity?
We have to apply it now. We are saying that the only people that are qualified to hold on this position, nobody from South is qualified. On what basis?
Are you saying that there's
the chief of Naval Staff is from the Southeast?
Huh?
The chief of Naval Staff?
From where? I'm talking about the key position. Number one person, number two person, number three person, number four person, number five person. The key position. We have three arms of government: the executive, the judiciary, and the parliament. You can never see anybody from Southeast there. Now, the point we are talking about is that when I'm not even talking about, I'm in court about lopsided appointments.
Okay.
I can avail that my process because I did an intensive research in that process. File it, asking court to view whether this particular appointment, whether this particular governance is in line with Federal Character Establishment Act, an act of National Assembly that said that you should carry everybody along. Section 14 of the Constitution also said that you should carry everybody along. And they are not doing all these things. You are telling me that, yes, now that you have removed Kennedy Hanele and you are now brought in Jan Kojuku, that the people of Southeast will jubilate. Are you talking to idiots? Look at the people that you are talking about. Let me start with the source. In football, the people that have made Nigeria proud are the people of Southeast. In commerce, in aviation industry, name it. In academics, they are from people of Southeast. But when it comes to power, they are not qualified. And we want them to be happy. Listen, let me tell you, like today that is Monday, go to Southeast. And my annoyance is that these things are avoidable for Christ's sake. The one at Niger, the reason and the Kanu, let us start addressing this issue. This early morning, somebody sent me a clip, something they posted. That they said I think they said next week, the next 2 weeks, that there will be nothing like federal courts in the whole of Southeast. What do I mean by federal courts? Federal courts, National Industrial Court is a federal court. Federal High Court is a federal court. Court of Appeal is a federal court. Now, the judges that are there, most of them are not Igbos. Majority of them are not Igbos. How should you risk somebody to go and preside in the Court of Appeal or the Judicial Division, Oka Judicial Division, Enugu Judicial Division? How can you appoint somebody to go and preside in Federal High Court in the Southeast, National Industrial Court in the Southeast? And you are not even thinking about all this. And the judges are not even thinking about, So the point we are talking about is that when there is a problem, look for a solution. Personally, somebody like us, we are not even, I'm defending Nnamdi Kanu, one of his lawyers. So when they say so you people are not doing what you're supposed to do, the person that is calling you, don't even know him. He's using a hidden number to call you. You don't even know what they're talking about. The only thing that is that you went to court and you were unable to bring Nnamdi Kanu out. They're not even safe.
Okay, Maxwell, let me ask you this, because from what you're saying, I've also heard IPOB many times deny, allegations of being involved in some of the killings that happen in the Southeast and some of the, the ills that we see in the society. Even the sit-at-home in question, IPOB has also claimed that he has not asked anybody to sit at home. I don't know, get my point. So the point I'm making is that from what you're saying, it would look as if what you're actually trying to say is that it's because Nnamdi is being held,
yes,
that is why the ills in the society in the Southeast has escalated. Does it have anything to do with him? That is what you're saying.
Do you know why? Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB is his initiative. He established it, he organized it. Now, when you now kidnapped him or adopted him, and unlawfully, because the Supreme Court have said that he was unlawfully brought into this country, and you kept him incommunicado, everybody on his own. This one we kill, you said at IPOB. This one we maim, you said at IPOB. Everybody on his own. That's why I asked you the question, who is IPOB? The IPOB is Nnamdi Kanu. So Nnamdi Kanu, if Nnamdi Kanu is out, he will know who is who. Simon Ekpa will talk his own, Emma Powerful will talk his own, this one will talk his own, this one. Who is IPOB? That you are even talking. Simon Ekpa is in Finland. Emma Powerful, I don't know where he's operating from. Another person is operating from somewhere. Issuing threats. Just like the one somebody told me. I don't even know where that one is coming from. So the easiest way to is the one that you know. Nnamdi Kanu. Then tell Attorney General as he discontinue the charges against the president of Mieti Ala Kato, discontinue that of Showore, they are all terrorism. Tell them to discontinue this of that of Nnamdi Kanu, and allow Nnamdi Kanu to agitate. It is his right. I told you here the other day.
You see, that's where the problem is, really. The guarantee, that there will not be problems, even if Nnamdi Kanu is, because you're saying allow him to agitate, and he goes about it the way he used to, like, the government have actually feared. That may also create more problems, don't you think?
Let me tell you, there are some things that you asked me the other day whether they are talking about condition given Nnamdi Kanu. I told you one question. I say, if you give Nnamdi Kanu condition that he feel after meeting up that condition, he will still live like a human being, so be it. But when you give him condition and you are removing that made him a human being, he will tell you no. What is that made you a human being? That thing that makes you a human being is your ability to exercise your fundamental rights. And when somebody said, now I'm going to employ you here, I will be paying you $500,000 every month, but you will not talk, you will not move out, you say, do away with your job. When somebody said, I'm going to release you, but I'll cut one of your hands, say no. The agitation for self-determination is a fundamental right. And if you people fail to understand it, I can agitate that I need the Republic of Maxwell. Yeah. It is my right. Anybody can agitate. I don't even need crowd to follow me. It is when you now feel that you have gotten the necessary need the necessary qualities, then so be it. It is now left for the president who believe in democracy, who believe in government of the people by the people, to apply an initiative. What is the initiative? Release the person, start addressing all those issues that gave rise to this agitation. It has been there.
So guys, you guys have listened to Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, right? Yes, all those things that, that gave rise to the agitation of Biafra is a thing that the Nigerian government should start fixing, start looking for, how to fix all those things. But for the fact that they are not doing it, it shows that they really want war in Nigeria. And people cannot just sit down and fold their hands while Nnamdi Kanu's health is deteriorating. And the family is saying that if the UK and the Nigerian government don't act now, they should not come and send condolences for them. They will need explanation if anything should happen to Nnamdi Kanu. So guys, that's all we have for today. Please drop your comment below, and also if you know you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like and share, and turn on the notification button to be getting all the latest news in this channel. And also please don't forget that there's a normal ritual we normally do in this channel. Please do wait to type in the comment section, free Nnamdi Kanu. Also, justice delayed is not what justice denied, because we actually use this platform to agitate for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, to tell the federal government that this man is innocent. So please do wait to type in the comment section. And also know that I want you to know that Nnamdi Kanu will be coming to court on October 10th, October 2025, and I'll be giving you guys every latest headline, everything that will be happening in court, and everything concerning Nnamdi Kanu. So please do wait to subscribe, and also thank you for watching, and see you guys again in my next live section.